Incidental accidents on film sets from time to time, but nothing like this. This is a 1 in a trillion episode. It's a 1 in a trillion of them.
Alec Baldwin decides to speak alongside his wife Hilaria about the accident that took place on the set of the film Rust in New Mexico. This is still an ongoing investigation, so he couldn't say much, but what he did say and how he behaved in this interview say a lot more. I'm your host, Johnny Rogers, and I'm going to tell you everything you need to know right here on IO. Alec Baldwin was understandably tense as he gave an interview with reporters alongside his wife Hilaria. Both were recording with their phones, I'm assuming in case the media tried to clip what they said and bend the situation to fit a narrative, although it may have more to do with wanting to prove he didn't say too much about the ongoing investigation. He gave the interview on the side of the road in Manchester, Vermont, where he and his family have been staying after the accident. If you recall, the only other statements that he's given so far are those 2 tweets where he said, "There are no words to convey my shock and sadness regarding the tragic accident that took the life of Helena Hutchins, a wife, mother, and deeply admired colleague of ours. I'm fully cooperating with the police investigation to address how this tragedy occurred, and I am in touch with her husband, offering my support to him and his family. My heart is broken for her husband, their son, and all who knew and loved Helena." Alec had accidentally taken the life of the director of photography on the film Helena Hutchins. The single round that was fired from the revolver managed to strike both Hutchins and the movie's director, 48-year-old Joel Souza. So this recent interview really shows us just how emotionally distraught everyone is regarding this tragedy. When asked about what was going on, Alec told them that because of it being an ongoing investigation, he had been ordered not to comment. He then reminded them of the loss of life and said repeatedly that Helena was his friend. However, then as his wife was recording the reporters with her phone and Alec was explaining how he, Helena, and Joel were just at dinner together the night before, Hilaria suddenly whispers something to him and then he sort of cuts her off and says, "Excuse me," as she then backs out of the frame. It was a strange moment, but I believe that that's just how intense this situation is right now for them. They're both clearly distraught, as I mentioned before, by all of this, and at one point one of the reporters actually stumbles on remembering the late cinematographer's name, and without hesitation Hilaria snaps at them saying, "Helena, her name is Helena. If you're spending this much time waiting for us, you should know her name." Alec then went very serious and added his disgust about the reporter not remembering her name. He also went on to say how he has met with Helena's husband and son, describing them as mortified right now. Again, Hilaria tried to intervene by suddenly shouting no details, but Alec turned to her and said, "Do me a favor, I'm going to answer the questions." A big thing that he said about everything that has happened so far was that he doesn't know if he'll ever even work on a film set again that involves firearms, calling this accident a 1 in a trillion. However, he did encourage the entertainment industry to make big changes when it comes to weapon safety measures. On top of this statement, Alec also broke the news that production of Rust will not be going forwards, and upon being asked about future projects, he said that it was irrelevant to what they were talking about right now. At the end of the interview though, both Alec and Hilaria were also quick to tell the reporters just leave them alone. Hilaria claimed that her kids were actually crying in the car because of the news crews that were following them around, and then added that they know, with Alec adding that as a courtesy he came out to speak with them, and then said that he has been speaking with the police every day. I can't imagine though how anyone must feel right now if they were to witness a friend being taken away right before their very eyes. My heart certainly goes out to them, and hopefully some changes to the industry will come from this. As always though, we would love to hear your thoughts on all this. Don't forget to drop us a comment down below. But for now, I've been your host, Johnny Rogers, and until next time, stay classy, YouTube, or at least try.